Our researchers have identified a very fast-growing grass that's sort of abundant all over Asia, but it's also grows very well in Taiwan. And it has a high degree of carbon and hydrogen capture. And so the thinking is we convert that either to biochar for soil sequestration and fertilizer, or we also try to break it down into biofuels. And so we have one team working with different strains of bacteria from different sources to see, how to catalyze that into biofuels. So there's two angles to that. But yeah, if you're interested in the biofuel angle, or the biochar angle, that's a very exciting project. And the grass grows like it grows 3 meters tall, and it grows insanely fast. Like within 2 months, it grows from like a seedling to 3 meters tall. So it's like very fast growing grass.
Understood.
Hey, Jimmy.
And this grass,
Go ahead.
is this grass, is it like is it woody in nature? Like what is the biomass like?
I mean, it's similar to bamboo. It's not as stiff as bamboo, but it looks very much like bamboo. But I don't think it's that. I don't think it's as hard as bamboo. It's still a bit more grass-like. But if you're interested in that, we could, in a upcoming session, we could arrange to have that team introduce their project to you as well.
Yeah, that would be great actually.
Okay. Good morning, Vinav, or good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. Welcome.
Yeah,
My name's Mark.
Oh, go ahead.
My name's Mark. I'm at Academia Sinica in Taipei.
Great.
We just let a few more people join. Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, I need to, I just want to finalize the meeting with Yugao for next week. I go.
Right.
And I can't, so I can do Tuesday morning, either Wednesday morning or afternoon or Friday morning. And I wanted to check to see what would work best for Yugao.
Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday morning?
Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, or Thursday morning. I leave on Friday.
Oh, Thursday morning. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're already scheduled Tuesday morning.
Yeah. Do you know what time? My flight lands at 5.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what time will it be Tuesday morning?
10? How about 10?
10 should work.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 should work. Would you mind sending me sort of the invitation and the address so that I know I won't get lost?
Okay.
Okay. All right, that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, I can't stay for this call. I have to jump. I have another call that's conflicted, but I wanted to at least see you guys and see how everything's going, and then set it up with confirm the meeting with Yugao for next week in Taiwan on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. We'll make sure you have the where you need to go, Jimmy.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for checking in, and have a great trip to Taiwan. I also sent you information on biking around Taipei.
I saw that, man. That's really, man. You're like tempting me, Mark. I'm just like salivating at the idea.
Hopefully you have a window. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can have a window. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, great. Well, have a great trip.
Okay. We'll see you guys later.
Okay. Thanks, Jimmy.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Let me just check in, see how many folks we have. We have Howard, we have Mary, Vinav, Garang. I wanted to see if Naomi is joining. Howard, oh, yeah. Do you know if she's joining, or probably will join in a second, right?
I think she'll join in a second, yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Maybe I'll just do a bit of an intro for Vinav and Garang's benefit first. So welcome to the Taiwan Net Zero Technology Competition. We're at Academia Sinica, which is Taiwan's National Research Academy. We work on all the hard science that Taiwan needs to develop, and basically translate that into working technology for the economy. We're particularly focusing on how to decarbonize the electric grid. And we have about 10 or 11 different technologies that we're sort of midstream in developing. These are hard to develop breakthrough technologies. And as they develop, we're looking at how will we bring them to market. Because one thing our scientists are very good at is researching the technology, but one thing Stanford is very good at is bringing technologies to market. So the idea is to partner with the students and come up with business plans that will help us figure out how to bring these technologies as they come online and plug them into the economy, not just in Taiwan, but potentially around the world. So, so for today, we have one team that is interested in geothermal. So we've invited our geothermal experts to answer some of their questions and introduce their projects. But then after that, we're very happy to also just talk about the competition and other technologies, and also arrange other sessions. Garang had mentioned he's interested in the biomass technology, so we can queue that up for a future meeting. I'm also, before I forget, let me put my email in the chat so that everybody can contact me going forward. And I'm sort of the central point of contact for everybody at Stanford. If you want to learn more about the competition or set up a meeting, I'm happy to do that. All right, so my email is in the chat there. Before we dive in on geothermal, we just had a couple quick questions we wanted to run by the students. So for the teams that fly out in March, we're putting together a schedule that includes some briefings from people who work in incubators, technology incubators in Taiwan. This would be people who would help take the business idea and make it, take it live. Or they work with the government agencies that are on that end of like funding startups and bringing them to market. And so we have like a whole day's worth of experts, maybe 5 or 6 experts that can present to you guys. And we're wondering, and then beyond that, we have 2 or 3 days of field trips down south, which would include going to Tainan, which is a southern city in Taiwan, to see our southern campus there, see the biomass, see the farm where we're testing all this biomass, the grasses that we're growing, high efficiency solar. We're doing the floating underwater marine energy turbines. You would also see like Taiwan's wind power. And then a stop in Hsinchu, which is like the semiconductor high-tech park. And then also maybe on the East Coast, Yilan, we would see a geothermal drill site, as well as floating like seaweed farm. So the idea is, though, even though student teams will be focusing on one technology, this trip will expose you to all, like, you would be able to see our work on all the technologies. And what we're wondering is it better to front load the courses like day 1 of the trip, like when you get off the plane, and then do the field trip, 2 or 3 days of field trip, and half of our team, we've debated this, half of our team thinks that's the right way to do it because you will be able to absorb like their wisdom before you go out in the field. And then half of us are like, you're probably going to be jet lagged and maybe better to travel around a bit and see what Taiwan is like and see the field first and then come back and do the courses and then update your business plans. Do you guys have a recommendation which configuration you think would be easier, better, more productive, or indifferent? Courses first or field trip first?
Maybe I can.
Yeah.
Vinod had his hand raised. Sorry, Vinod. I would say, like for the biomass project specifically, it would be very helpful to first see the field conditions because that would inform everything.
So field trip first in your case?
Yeah, I think so. It would make more sense.
Okay. Anybody else on team field trip first? Or no strong views? My concern really was like you will be flying from California on an overnight flight. You'll arrive at like 5 a.m. You'll have like one buffer day. And then if we put you in a classroom for like a whole day, I'm just worried with jet lag, it's going to be a bear to sit through those classes versus like if you have 3 days of high-speed rail and night market, maybe you'll be better acclimated to like do the coursework.
Yeah, though potentially it's like with traveling, it would be jet lag, and then we'd like immediately jump into traveling more. But no, I think either way works. Yeah.
All right, so Vinav, either way. Mary, what do you think? I see you thinking about
Yeah,
it.
I'm impartial. I think personally, I'm on the geothermal team. So I have actually no strong preference towards classrooms or field trip first. I think taking into consideration that we probably would be tired, but then again, we are also young, so we can definitely
Oh,
trickle through and be okay. I'm speaking for everyone at this point.
yeah, thank you. Okay, so it doesn't sound like there's a strong view either way. Sounds like you could power through a day of, and these are amazing experts, right? The people we're bringing together are actually very, very useful to hear from. But it sounds like you're probably okay to soldier through either way. Okay, good.
Yeah,
The
I feel like being in a classroom, it's easier to adjust to any emergencies. Like if someone actually doesn't feel well, it's easier for them to react if they're in the same place.
Yeah, so maybe it is better to have that, use the classroom day as a buffer before we put everybody on a high-speed rail down south and have to lug bags around solar sites and grass farms. Okay, that's very, very good feedback. Thank you for that. The other question we had is one of the there's 2 flight options out of San Francisco to Taipei, and the one we usually use is sort of leaves around 11:30 at night on a Friday night. This will be the Friday night before spring break and arrives at Sunday morning around 6 a.m. So you lose like the whole weekend when you fly out because of the international dateline. But then you would have that Sunday to like crash. We have a really nice dormitory on campus, so you'd have a whole day without classes, just to crash and eat beef noodle. One question we had is, are you guys okay to fly out on a midnight flight on a Friday night before spring break? Like, was that timing okay? Or do you see any reason why that wouldn't work before I guess because we're booking flights now in like bulk. Just want to see if that flight arrangement would work for you guys.
I think most people's finals are pretty much done Friday. Like personally, I'm done Tuesday, but Friday should be the last day.
Okay. And definitely finals won't run into like 10 p.m., right? Okay. All right. Well, if you guys have any reason why we shouldn't book those flights at Friday at midnight, let me know in the next couple of days. But otherwise, that's sort of what we're thinking. And then finally, one last update. I think Howard maybe asked about taxes and why Taiwanese pay 10% tax and non-Taiwanese would pay 20% tax on the award money. Okay, Vinab is saying his last final ends at 6:30. Yeah, so assuming you can pack while you study for your final, you should be able to get from Stanford to the airport within 3 or 4 hours before flying out. So that should still be okay. Thank you, Vinab. On the tax question, so it turns out in order to get 10% tax, you had to be living in Taiwan for the last 183 days. And so the good news is everybody has to pay 20% tax, even if you're Taiwanese. So that resolves the whole potential conflict within the team. Like, hey, how come you only pay 10%? So even though Taiwanese citizens, in theory, only pay 10%, they had to be in the country for the year before. So we'll all be paying 20%. All right, with that, let me jump to the geothermal questions and then we'll circle back to the competition. But I want to ask our experts, Dr. Lee and Dr. Mo, we call her Momo, to help us go through the geothermal questions. And they're the ones who are leading this project. So let me share my screen and we'll jump into those questions. Give me 1 second. All right, are you guys seeing my screen here with the questions?
Yep.
Yes, we can see it.
All right, so thanks for sending these through. And thank you, Momo and Dr. Lee, for making time to take these questions. So the first question is about materials and supply chain. Where is Taiwan currently importing their drilling technology from? Dr. Lee, I don't know if you have you're on mute, Dr. Lee. 不好意思，我们听不到你的电脑。Let me see if I can unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Welcome back.
Sorry.
And we lost him. Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry about that. My computer just stopped. I don't know why. Just a few seconds ago.
Okay.
So I changed to my cell phone, but I can barely hear your voice now.
Oh, okay.
But that started now. Okay.
Okay.
Mark, please repeat it. What I should do now?
Yeah, the first question is, where does Taiwan currently import their drilling technology from?
Okay. I cannot hear you very clearly, but let's just start the first question now,
Yeah,
right?
go through the question. Sure. Okay.
Okay, so this is may I repeat the question maybe? So this is from where does Taiwan currently import trading technology, right?
Right.
Okay. So actually, let me just explain a little bit what Academia Sinica doing and what we see this problem. Okay, so what Academia Sinica geothermal team, you know, we are a couple of geoscientists. So we do our goal is to help the risk of exploration or energy geothermal development in Taiwan. So scientists will do the first work. So what we are doing is to trying to identify where we can find a good potential site for geothermal development. And our goal is to, particularly in geothermal electricity power generation. So by doing that, you need, of course,
Nope, let's give him a second to come back.
if you have my voice or not.
We can hear you.
Can you hear my voice? Super.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
that's
can hear you.
better now. So, so I tried
Okay,
to
good.
my cell phone to doing this video chat. I So I continue. If you have any question, just ask. So the Messini geothermal team is to firstly to find a good potential site for geothermal development in Taiwan, and then after that we find some good, possible trading company, and also then after that, if we get some subsurface data, we can try to have some geothermal power plant company or geothermal company to doing that. So your question are very good. The trading actually is very key question during the a lot of process. So what Taiwan has been doing is what we have been doing. There's a two category of this. First is what academic Sinica trying to do. We find some state funding trading company, which is a Taiwanese petroleum company. So very big company. So they are really the biggest capable trading company in Taiwan. Also, they have government funding, so that we can do that very quickly. Otherwise, the expenses will go in balloon. It's so it will very expensive and take a lot of time. So that's why we spend very quick time, relatively short time from scientific finding a good site and drilling. Now we have nearly 4 kilometer drilling completed in the past few months. And another way is to actually and also other drilling company in Taiwan are relatively small, and only a few can have a shallow drilling, say 1 to 2 kilometer drilling capacity. So if you want to get deeper, like we want to do now for EGS, enhanced geothermal system, which is a deeper part, you generally have to go to more than 3 kilometers, even 4 or 5 kilometers in US and in Europe. Japan has been doing that. So that would be very expensive and suppress the most of the capacity of trading company in Taiwan. So in that sense, another way we haven't do that is to ask a foreigner trading company for doing deeper, say more than 3-4 kilometers depth trading. Okay, that's probably the first question.
So just related to that, Dr. Lee, so are we partnering with any overseas partners
Okay,
or
so
on the
quickly
drilling
we
side?
have, yeah, so um, we have been explore or learn the experience geothermal company, including trading experience from other foreign company such as Iceland, New Zealand, and Japan, and especially Iceland and New Zealand. So they have very good trading company and geothermal experience company. But we just talk and learn a little bit, but not yet make a short-term plan to contract and with them.
Okay, so not really importing a huge amount of technology from overseas yet.
Not from academia Sinica side, but
Right.
there's another government geothermal project, Tide Power. Tide
Mhm.
Power is the state electricity company. So they got encouraged by the government to persuade geothermal. So since Tide Power don't have this kind of facility, so they are thinking by ask the financing foreigner trading company or geothermal, I say geothermal company for doing that, but this is not yet done.
Okay. So that's one angle. That's the drilling tech angle. Sounds like
Right.
that's still pretty new
Mhm.
and could be one opportunity.
I would say that.
Okay. The next question, and Naomi and Mary and Howard, feel free to jump in as well if you want to get clarification on your questions. I'm just helping to narrate, but feel free to jump in. The next question is on the market. And the question is, international companies are already doing like AI analysis of data for geothermal resources. Is Taiwan already doing that? Are we already using AI to identify subsurface resources? Or if not yet, why aren't we doing that yet?
Yeah, everybody knows, especially young people like you know that now we use AI quite often, and in academics community, we know that, and people have been testing, how we can deploy AI as a tools, to help us in every aspect. But depend on the progress personally or individually. No, I would say AI has been implanted to our research. So generally, this is AI testing or AI experiment is ongoing, but the result is we haven't seen that quite significantly yet. But for now, what we have getting the preliminary result aided by AI is seismology as perspective. We use AI to help us to deal with the large amount of seismic data. Taiwan has a lot of earthquakes, and to try to identify where we can use automatic relocation of seismicity to make this maybe related to fluid activity in subsurface. Then could be a possible source to give us where we can find hot fluid in deeper part. That's
Right.
one thing we have been doing.
Okay. So given Stanford is in Silicon Valley and it's sort of at the heart of the AI revolution, do you think this would be an interesting angle for a business plan for the students to pursue, bringing more AI to the data?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I think young generation has this kind of widespread knowledge and try very often of AI. I think I like to have a student to use AI to have from different angles to help things going on. Definitely.
Okay, great. The next question is, where can the students learn more about the policies surrounding drilling in Taiwan, and how long does it take to get a permit? Maybe, and we know this is a challenge in Taiwan, land use rights and environmental policy. how can the students learn more about the policy side around drilling permits?
Yeah, okay. This is a tough question actually for me, but actually I'm happy that students could have already this in mind. This difficult things in mind. Policy is really one of the key issues we need to deal. I think not only in Taiwan but everywhere. When you started to use land, this is people living on the land. So regulation should be very important if you want to make some subsurface resources. And what I understand and what I have been encountered the difficulty and challenge in terms of land use in Taiwan in our geothermal project in Taiwan is that whenever you want to do some subsurface resources, this is relatively new. And I say old new, but because the mining is old, but geothermal is not like mining. And what we have been doing in Taiwan or generally in human history is from shallow to deep, right? And shallow, we probably already have some regulation for land use, but geothermal is relatively deep and the size is different. So we try to differentiate the subsurface geothermal system, which would not be interact significantly with the shallow part when human use water and so on. So policy-wide in Taiwan for geothermal or subsurface resources is in the early stage. I would say it's not complete ready yet. So I know this is probably we can learn from other country. We have to learn. So I'm happy, student can make some, study on how successful case has been done in different kind of country. And I will remind you, I don't know if you have me. So different culture, different country would dealing with different land in different way. We should probably take into account different people and would have different views from land use. And I think government should really need to take these local people into account.
Yeah, no, Taiwan has many different communities that use the land, including indigenous communities or own a lot of the land where the resources could be. So that's a consideration as well.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's very early days in terms of the policies around geothermal. I know the U.S. recently updated some of their environmental needs to allow more geothermal, but it sounds like it's still a bit of a challenge. I'm just going to try to get rid of the echo on my phone here. Okay. Mary, I saw your comment about Zanskar Geothermal. I saw that press release yesterday that they are doing AI analysis of geothermal resources in the States. So that sounds like doing something similar here could be a great idea. And then Naomi, I see your question. When you said results aren't seen significantly, do you mean they did not improve accuracy or hasn't been done too much? Which angle are you talking about there, Naomi?
This is sorry, this was for an earlier question with the
Okay.
AI applications in geothermal for Taiwan, because thinking about like Taiwan's natural landscape, it is a little bit different from Iceland and New Zealand, for example. So AI models might not necessarily transfer as good of learning as, say, if we did it in the States. So were the results like bad that AI can't do geothermal drill hotspot identification, or has it just not really been looked at yet?
Yeah. So now we are learning AI actually, right? So AI should have expanded since a few years ago. From now, there are many progress now. So we are not quite sure. We just keep open-minded, but we think AI definitely have a potential to doing things we cannot imagine now, even now. So this is what I might say is we just use AI as a tool and we can explore different possibilities. But if you so once you more familiar with that, you use more frequently with that, you have good more idea to use that more more different ways. But I just want to keep mind to it, yeah, and encourage people to do that.
Great. So it sounds like it's kind of early days on the AI side. So that could be a good angle to look at. Cool. Let me move on to the next question around research. The students are asking, can we access specific figures from your research to cite in our business proposal? Do you have research, Dr. Lee or Momo, that the students can find that they can use as a benchmark for their business plan?
Yeah, let me start a little bit. So this is no, as a scientist, I personally have no problem with that. But this is really depend on how uh, Academia Sinica or Net Zero office, to follow the Academia Sinica's role. Okay, so the rule is for our perspective is this is a special, I mean, a special scientific specific Academia Sinica program because it's really related to the commercial potential development. So the office would like our of the project participated in this net zero program to be kept in-house in some degree. So I'm not really know how to make this boundary
Yeah.
between release the data or how to not release the data. So
Is there any public data that isn't top secret that they can refer
oh
to at least to be
right.
yeah.
For the Pacific Iran site, which we asked you to do, which I have we have the team has present oral presentation 2 years ago in New Zealand. So we have and at the same time published the conference paper, which is in public. So we can give you that paper
Okay.
link. And but this is give you some general idea. There's some background. There's some data, some geological cross section, seismicity, MT, geophysical data set. Even it's not update. So for updated one, I don't know. Maybe you don't need that, or if you need that. So, but the other things probably you need to help to estimate potential is the recently accomplished the drilling data. And this is still not published yet.
Yeah.
So maybe I will let Mark or office to decide it to which degrees we can release this kind of figures. So that's
I think
probably
I think
important.
conceptually we're asking the business students to come up with a business model.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be data specific. So we're not looking for a specific temperature under a specific site. It's more like what is the roadmap for bringing a new or fresh approach to solving this problem. So I think if we can publish we can put it on our competition website, the New Zealand conference paper, that would just give them a foundation to build on in terms of their approach for the business model. I think stuff like that should be fine.
Okay. In that sense, there's no problem with that. We can just
Okay.
put the link on that.
Yeah, send it to me and I'll post it to our competition website.
Okay. I will let Momo to send you a PDF file.
Great. Okay, great. And I hope that works for you guys on the student side.
Mhm.
And anything else we have that's public and published, I'll keep gathering that and posting it to the website. Second question, are Taiwanese natural rock landscape formations similar to those of other countries with geothermal energy? For example, would the machine learning models results be similar from Japan to Taiwan? And so, like, is there pre-trained models from other countries that are relevant to Taiwan, or do we need to start over and pre-train the models with just Taiwan data?
This is a very good question. I don't know. This is a really people know in the Taiwan that what we have been doing of Taiwanese geology, but there's a two aspect. One is that Taiwan have a similar. One example is similar situation geothermal geological context, which is in a volcanic area. Which probably this is a more common, very common in geothermal development country, Iceland, New Zealand, Japan, Philippines, and so on. But we have very limited volcanic potential area in Taiwan. So what we like to, and in the Iran case, also is not in the real volcanic area. So one is close to the volcanic area, like Iran. Another is totally different. But there's a lot of area we have a non-volcanic potential geothermal area, and I think the Iran, the New Zealand paper would give you some sense of non-volcanic area. What we can do should be, I think that would be a good exercise if we can do some good geothermal development in non-volcanic area. Could give the other world which don't have that have the potential to doing that.
Right. So just for the team's benefit, so the drill site that Dr. Lee and Momo are using is in a river plain, a riverbed on the East Coast. It's not drilling into a volcano, which many other geothermal sites do, like in Japan. And it's trying to find hot resources 4 kilometers down related to a fault line. And they're finding it. They're finding hot water way down there, 4 kilometers down. But so to your question, like, are there parallels from other countries that you can use to sort of pre-train your AI tools? You would be looking for similar sorts of situations that's not drilling into a volcano, but drilling into more around a fault line that's way down, and then trying to be more precise in terms of like where to target. So Dr. Lee, just to try to refine this question, do you think if students were looking at other countries where there's like research going on in a similar sort of geological configuration, would that be useful to try to create an AI model using data from overseas?
Yeah, so yes and no. So actually, I think the Taiwanese geology non-volcanic is really a little bit the pioneer test.
Okay.
So this is one thing. Another thing we can use for technology-wise is Germany. In Germany, they develop very aggressively EGS, so deeper geothermal development, which not the geology is not, rock type is not the same, but concept is similar. So try and use technology, and understanding the rock mechanics, even in the different rocks. So the keyword is understand apply the deeper rock mechanics and combine with the technology drilling and fracturing, create the man-made reservoir. Use technology and rock mechanics. This is similar. The rock type is different.
Okay, so rock type is different, but the overall challenge is similar. And sounds like where the students were going, you know, using other countries' situation to train AI models could still be an interesting business model.
Right.
Great. This is very interesting. All right, the last batch of questions was around technology. How precisely would a viable product need to locate heat source? So, and we've done a couple test wells already. How accurate should they be aiming for? Is it hundreds of meters or tens of meters or 1 meter? What's the unit of measure?
Well, this is an open question actually, but this people will ask that. But this is I think we have to think about, you know, this is a this is also related to different things, maybe different things. So we try to relocate it as precise as possible. But you have to understand, you know, if we want to have a bigger, larger, more efficient geothermal power plant, you want to have a kind of a developed area would be much larger. So I would say we are thinking about something in the kilometer scale, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer. Otherwise, you only have a very small source that give you very, you know, less amount, small amount of electricity. It is not worth to develop, commercialize, right? So, but technically, in practice, it's you have to understand the geological context of technology you have. So it's a question, no, it's a chicken and egg question. You understand what you want to do, and you realize what you should do. You just cannot, you know, we are not really to market talking about the fault. Fault generally serve as a worldwide as a upward geothermal fluid, invited the deeper part to go in shallower. But fault would be limited on a line with kilometer long, but very narrow, you know, tens of meters.
Got it. So we have 2 drill sites in Elan. How far apart are they? Because that will give you a sense too of like the scale. Are they about 10 kilometers apart or less?
Yeah, so this is we identify some shallow geothermal potential reservoir of 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers wide. And we think, okay, this probably give you, if you can calculate with a limited or test different temperature, 100, 120, you probably get, okay, we can get some 5 to 6 megawatts if we have that kind of 2 to 3 kilometers dimension. And we something like that.
Okay, so we're operating in a river plain that's probably about 10 kilometers wide. And that's where the available land is that we can access. And then within that, we're trying to find a fault line that is pumping up hot water that's roughly about 2 kilometers wide. So you've got this 10-kilometer wide floodplain, and then within that, we're aiming for a fissure that's about 2 kilometers wide, but we don't know exactly where it is. So that gives you a rough sense of like how accurate we're trying to be. So we're probably talking about kilometers and hundreds of meters, not down to the centimeter accurate. And the reason for all of this is you don't want to drill 100 wells to find that fault. You just want to drill a few of them, because every time you drill, it's very expensive and you have to get the land, and drilling down 4 kilometers is very expensive and dangerous. So the business model benefit is to minimize the amount of land and drill time and money that you have to spend. But the amount of specificity is down to about probably like the kilometer to 100-meter range. Okay, and then the last question here, what are some of the challenges we've encountered in the geothermal pilot that we did beyond hitting the heat source? What were some
A
of the
lot of challenge, actually.
A lot of challenge, yeah.
And maybe I can take this opportunity to let Momo to express, who is
Okay.
our project manager. A lot of groundwork has been doing very tremendous work. So he understands maybe much better than what challenge he has.
Momo,
Right?
are you there? I think she had some microphone issues before.
Yeah. You know, I don't know what my computer working very well until you ask my question. My computer just stopped and cannot move until now still.
That's how it always goes. Your computer's fine until you're supposed to present. I don't think Momo is on microphone, so maybe Dr. Lee, you can just talk to that.
Yeah, okay. So actually there's a lot of a challenge you have been dealing with. First you have to have a force. First we form a team is never be really complete team. So doing science is a challenge. You have to assemble. This geothermal is really a multidisciplinary research and exploration. Just from the scientific point of view, you have to gather in different, multiple experts. That's the challenge. First challenge, and second is subsurface science is always a challenge. And if you deal with the geothermal, and it's a challenge, but we can really learn from people used to know that geothermal has been developed very successfully in different countries in the world in the past decades. So we do have a very good experience. We do have some successful cases and some not so successful cases that also be good. So you learn from the failed cases. So this is a scientific challenges, and then scientific challenge maybe the smallest challenge I encountered. So then you have to deal with the government, from the land use, from the how to how to deal with the local owners, private owner, commercial owner, government owner. So then use is another to get the permit is another issue, challenge, I would say. Then after that, in Taiwan, because the geothermal, we are really a developing geothermal country. We lost our geothermal personnel technology because we stopped this development about 30 years ago. So no personnel has this kind of experience. So this is another challenge for a lot of industrial side, commercial side. This is a good challenge. So now government really encourage people to develop geothermal. Even that, so there's many small company like to jump up this. Still, we are in a very early stage of this learning curve, right? So this is a lot of learning experience or the learning still we have to do.
And I know we were drilling for 3 kilometers and it was very cold. It was unusually cold. The ground temperature was like 50 Celsius. So the needle was not moving. And it was only that we got down to 4 kilometers, suddenly it got warmer. And I think maybe the Elan plain was unusually influenced by groundwater than compared to other sites. Is that right?
Yeah. So in principle, it's drilling is that you go into unknown. Essentially, is that even we prepare a lot of we try to have gather as possible as we can to understand, as prepare as possible as we can. But still, drilling is going into unknown. So you learn from that, and you have to adapt your knowledge with the trading data you have. It's always it's always something that dealing with that.
Okay. Great. Well, Dr. Lee, this is amazing insights. I don't know, anybody else on the team want to follow up? Any additional questions you guys want to ask? You guys are good? Oh, go ahead, Howard.
Brief questions. On the temperature required, so you said in the Yilan test site, and you go down, it's 50 Celsius, it's not enough. And then when you get deeper down, finally, it was 90. And then the temperature gradient was large enough that you can suspect there's enough heat down there. So how much heat do we need? Like what's the threshold?
Okay, just give you a quick answer, but you can definitely find in the literature. So for us, we want to, for people want to develop EGS. Now, even technology, we have to know the technology is growing in the future. The temperature right now is to hope to have at least 180 degrees Celsius. Then you have a much efficient generation of power. So I say 180 degrees Celsius, probably this is a threshold we want to have.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? All right. Sounds like we're good. So this is super helpful. I learned a lot. As you guys flesh out your business plan, feel free to loop me in, and I can serve as a relay back and forth to Dr. Lee and Momo and get you more information. I will get you that conference paper that they presented in New Zealand and any other info I can find. Especially, I'm taking notes also about the policy environment in Taiwan. I'll see what I can find around that. But that's an emerging and important angle as well. And yeah, otherwise, Dr. Lee, thank you so much for making time. We know you're busy drilling away.
I'm in the field right now, working in the field.
Are you? Okay.
I'm in the hotel room.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
Okay.
Thanks
But
for
I'm
dialing
really
in.
happy to see that many students are interested in doing that, and hopefully you could have a very good project. And see you soon, maybe.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Lee. Hope it's not raining in Yilan today, but otherwise, thank you. Thank you so much for joining.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
hang on. Everyone else stay on the line. And we'll just keep talking about the competition a bit. Hopefully that was helpful for the geothermal team. You guys find that helpful?
Immensely. Yeah, that answered like all my questions. So
Okay.
we'll do a lot more research, and obviously the papers and more about the policy would probably be really important. But thank you so much for taking the time.
Okay, great. No problem. So we'll keep going on the geothermal track, and then I wanted to circle back to Vinav and Gaurang and welcome them to the competition, and also see where they may be interested in. And also, just before I forget, I want to post our competition website because we are posting a lot of our resources there. So let me just put that in the chat so you guys have it. And you'll be able to see the prior recordings and also presentations that give the background to the competition. And like I said, I will keep posting resources there as they become available. That should be the right link. And then we can set up future similar sessions with our experts from other technologies as well. So maybe let me ask, I know Gaurang, you spoke about biomass, but Vinav, are you interested in a similar technology, or did you have another potential interest area, or not sure yet? Can you hear me, Vinav?
Oh yeah, sorry. I
Yeah.
might have just lost connection and rejoined.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working with Gorong, so we're both interested in the applications in terms of the carbon
Agriculture.
sequestration and agriculture. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we have a team working on the biomass angle. We're using this grass called, it's in English, it's called Napier grass. In Latin, it's called Pennisetum purpureum. In Chinese, it's called wolf-tail grass. And we can post some more info about that. But the idea is to use biochar to convert that into a soil sequestration. And the good thing about this grass is it grows in, you don't have to use prime farmland. It can grow in sort of in peripheral boundary areas. So you're not taking away Taiwan's prime farmland, which is at a premium. And we've done a lot of research. Actually, we have some recent papers on the climate resilience properties of this grass. They've been looking at its drought resistance and its cold resistance and heat resistance. We have some amazing agronomists who figure this stuff out. They love plants so much. I don't know where we find these people. They love studying grass and how it grows, and they torture the heck out of it, right? They'll have one plot that's, doesn't have water and then see how long it can survive. So the idea is to see how climate resilience this grass can be as we use it in the future as well. So definitely shoot me an email. You guys have my email from the chat, and I'm happy to set up a working session for you guys, just like this one for geothermal.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Do you have other questions about the competition or about that technology in particular?
This might be answered already in the resources posted on the website, but
right.
A broader question about the competition is: are you looking for like a technological innovation in sort of generation of biochar? Because I mean, biochar is being produced already by many companies, or is it more around the business model and financing, like unlocking novel or additional sources of financing or selling in different markets? What would be more of interest?
I mean, that's probably a question best answered by our PIs, the scientists there, but I'm guessing that they're open, right? I think the main research so far has been on the grass, and if you guys have a innovative approach to biochar, I don't think anybody would be like, hey, no, we have our own biochar way. So I think they would be open, but that's something I would want to confirm with the actual team before you go too far down that path. But we could do that pretty quickly. In fact, I'll ask them ahead of time, and if you shoot me an email, I can just give you a heads up even before we do a call.
Sure. Perfect. Sounds good.
And Sherry, my colleague here, reminded me that if you guys register for the competition, it just allows us to keep track of who's in and who's out and send you updates. There's no deadline on the registration other than it's the same deadline as the submitting the business plan. But she's encouraging teams to register as they come together. So feel free to use the website to register.
Do we need our full team before registration, or could we add people after registering?
I think you can add people as you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Any other questions, guys? I know it's been an hour already. Really appreciate your hanging in there every week.
I think I'm good for now. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is amazing, guys. I'm really excited about how much interest there is in our program, and the questions have been amazing. So really appreciate that. I will follow up on the resource questions that came up today. We are hosting these office hour type sessions every Friday, so feel free to keep joining. well, Friday our time, Thursday your time. And we will be doing that throughout the competition until the submission deadline in February. So feel free to keep joining, and otherwise feel free to keep shooting me questions. And have a great evening. Good luck with the start of your semester, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks a lot.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Mark.
you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Okay, thank you. Thanks,
you.
everyone. Bye.